Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of There's My Gratitude Alarm. Every week it goes off. Every week goes off, Dennett, and every week I'm surprised that it goes off, even though I know that every day the clock goes off. But my show starts, and undoubtedly the phone goes off. So everyone, I'm very grateful for this moment right now to be with my guest, Dennett Edwards, who is very special to me, even though I've known her for a short time. And I'll explain that, but I wanted to give her gratitude tonight and tell her that that alarm was just for you, my friend. So this is Dennett. Welcome to Living with Annietude.
Thank you for having me.
Sure, of course. She is the founder of the Corona Days Professional Development Group, of which I'm a part. And I absolutely love it. Is I want you to tell me what it is and how it started, but I do want to say that it's an extremely motivating place to be, and it's a very welcoming, sort of warm place that I can always find a pick-me-up. So I wanted to tell you that I know that it's not that old. I know that you didn't start it that long ago, and that's sort of how we met, and it is a phenomenal place, and I'm loving what you're doing. So would you mind just sort of giving me a little bit on you?
Okay. Well, let me just tell you about Corona Days.
Okay. Well, let me tell you about Corona Days.
Yeah.
They are not fun.
No, and we are Corona Days, DAZE, just because we're all in a daze, behind this pandemic. And so it's Corona Days Professional Development Group. I started the group on April 28th, and our mission is to increase marginalized groups' access to employment opportunities and representation in the workforce by providing our members with free training, mentorship, and other resources. So, of course, we were created in response to record unemployment and underemployment rates stemming from COVID-19 pandemic in April 2020. But not just career development. So what we want to do is we want people to just be their best selves, and this pandemic has, it's just stripped people of a lot. It's not just all the deaths and the sickness, but people just lost their livelihoods. Lost the ability to just be able to go out and take a walk. And this is the first time in our lifetime that we've had something like this happen. Like one of my grandmothers was alive during the last, the Spanish flu. But during our lifetime, this is the first, major, we didn't have a Great Depression. This is the first major worldwide event like this. And it's just stripped so much from everyone that I want Corona Days to just be a place where we can just come and just get renewed and refreshed. We can get encouraged. We can connect with all different kinds of people that if there was not a pandemic, I probably would never have connected with you, Annie.
I know.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of it is just, and we're so aligned. That's what's so interesting because, when I started my business, it was doing pharmaceutical projects and working on, consulting projects for pharma companies. And now it's turned into helping professionals and teams become their best selves. And we align so much, with our missions of just that if there's any kind of silver lining at all to this, pandemic and this awful situation, sometimes grave situation in certain areas and certain circumstances, it's that I have connected so much with incredible people. You are one of them. And I said before that you were so special to me because, you've introduced me to some incredible people, and that's a whole other game to talk about. But I love what you're doing. I love your energy, and I love sort of the force of nature that you are. Like, I feel like I've been said about me as well. So I feel like you're so aligned like that. And you were, and will forever be, my first official interview. I was like, what am I doing? What am I saying? I don't know what I'm going to say, what I'm going to do. And it was so easy to talk to you. You were like, I'm going to give you the floor. And I was like, what? And I was freaking out, but it ended up going amazing. And I have to tell you, after that, I totally got my confidence and I knew what I wanted to say and what I wanted to do. And that's what you do for people. Like, that's a testament to you. That's not because I had a good day, but that's because, you came on and you were just like very warm and welcoming, and always, even when I did, I was there with Mike and you, and I didn't even realize I was going to be on screen then. But,
but that was me having tech difficulties. That's why you got on screen.
I got a phone call. It was like a mess. But I think it's a real testament to what you're doing and what you're trying to do. And what it does is it brings real people with real authentic stories. And I just think that we're getting some messages from Gabriel. So here's the first one.
Okay.
And then here's this one.
Oh, yo no habla español un poquito, un pequeño. Great conversation.
What a great conversation you guys are having.
Okay, see, I remember.
Yeah, that I can understand. He knows that I speak a little bit of it. But I mean, I'm barely, like, sometimes I'll look it up if he writes me something long like that. But yeah, so I think that what you're doing is really amazing. And the reason, like I said, just to go back to the point, is we are both speaking our authentic selves and as our in our authentic language. And I think people are drawn to that because there's a lot of folks out there that are not being their authentic selves, and they're trying to push this product or push this service. And it's like, what people need right now in light of everything going on, I think, is real. We need real. We need honest. We need, authentic and genuine. Do you feel that way?
I do feel that way. I also think that our stories resonate with so many other people. So then all I can give you is me. I can't make it any prettier. I can't, make it any better than what it is. And some of it is funky. Some of it is really funky. Some of it is good, but it's all coming from a place of, I want to be better. I want to do better. And I think everyone wants to do better right now, just because of the state we are in.
Yes.
So if me just, admitting that I'm a mess, which I am.
We're all flawed.
But in spite of that, I was still able to say, let me try to help people with this group, which I make no money off of, right? That
I understand.
With me and my mess, if I could do that, then you can do something similar. You can do something greater than what I'm doing, So I think what people need is to see that you are a real person. And in spite of, if you have 3 kids or no kids, in spite of divorce, in spite of whatever it is, unemployment, underemployment, no money, that you can still do something for someone else. I mean, it makes me feel so good to see everyone just connecting in the group. I'm a connector. That's what I've always.
That's why we are so aligned with that. We're just super connectors. Let me put you in touch with this person. Let me put you in touch with this person. This is going to work for you. This is going to work for you. It's just, I love that. I love that.
I've always been that. And it's just really good to see people not only connect, but then when people tell me that offline, they didn't just connect on LinkedIn, but they spoke. And then now maybe someone is meeting with someone every Tuesday. And I love that. And they say, oh, this person poured into me. I can't pour into everyone, which is why I started the group. I had, when we first started to shelter in place, I had like 50 people, maybe about 50 or 60 people contact me in March. Asking to help, because I've always done like resumes and help people prep for jobs. And even in the good years, in the Clinton years, I used to look for jobs for people. It was easy,
Yeah.
in the Clinton years, okay. But in the Clinton years, it was very easy. I'd say, how many interviews do you want? Oh, you want 3? I'll send 10 resumes. You got 3 interviews. Okay. Well, when we started to shelter in place, people just started to contact me. I've worked globally. So they contacted me from all over the world asking for help. And I started to try to help them, right? But then I said, teach a man to fish, right? I can't help all these people. And I tried to write all the resumes. I tried to answer all the questions.
I'm just like you. Like you think you can do it and you're just like, I can do it. And then it's just too much. It'll burn you out.
And so one day I just said, hey, I contacted a former colleague who's an HR professional. And I said, hey, if I start this group, will you help me train? And she said, sure. So then I said to all the people who some of them were contacting me in private, would you join the group and learn? And they said, yeah. So I started the group and it just has been phenomenal. I started it on April 28th. I don't think I ever told you this story because I wasn't telling people for a while, but I started on April 28th and Facebook contacted me 2 days after I started the group. Yeah, I didn't tell you. I see your face. I wasn't telling people just because I didn't know what was going to happen. But Facebook contacted me and they said, they asked to speak to me. And it was really funny because it was late one night for me, they're on the West Coast. And I said, well, it's 1 a.m. for me, no, like, can we talk tomorrow? I was so geeked up and I spoke to them on the third day and they said they were looking for ways that people were using their platform to focus on long-term sustainable recovery related to COVID-19. Wow. And they thought that Corona Days was that. So I had very good conversation with them, really, really good conversation. They wanted some reporters to talk to me and
you're famous, girl.
So I said, oh my goodness, but on the conversation, the woman I was talking to asked me, she used to be a reporter, I won't say for where, but for CNN. Anyway, she was a reporter for CNN for like 17 years, right? Because I don't want to say who she is, right?
Right.
And she's like, oh, people are going to love this story. It's such a feel-good story. So but she started asking me things like, what's your mission? What's your vision? I don't have any of that. I just want to, stop asking me for help. I just want, I need help to help them.
Yeah.
So stop asking me because I can't do it all. And I said, well, listen, I hadn't even given my first presentation yet. And by design, I have not led a presentation on purpose because I don't want the group to be about me. And since this group started with at least the first 50 people I knew, and right now I probably not like you and I know, but physically know at least 250 people in the group,
right.
And I didn't want it to be about me. So I said I wasn't going to lead anything. I was going to find professionals to come do it. Anyway, with Facebook, what happened is I said, could you give me some time to, host some stuff and see if people really like this? Because the people who are here now are people I know, right? Now I'm glad to say that we have more people that I did not know before I started the group. In the group, we have 780 people approximately on Facebook and another 190 on LinkedIn. And only about 60 of those overlap. Because, there are those LinkedIn people who are too good for Facebook. And that's fine. They stay there, So
everybody has their platform choice, right?
And I'm fine. But what happened with Facebook, and I just really quickly wrap that up, is when it was time for us to get back and talk again, Facebook imploded, with their current problem. Mm-hmm. By the time, like late June came after I gave a couple of presentations, but the Facebook folks, they're still in the group, the woman is still in the group. And we have communicated again, and maybe we will do something. But I say that to say that I'm so happy that they contacted me on my second day and then I spoke to them on my third day, because it said to me that, hey, this is something that's real.
You're doing something with value.
Yes, and so not that I ever want to let me not half-ass, and I don't do that, but okay. I don't ever want to half-ass anything, but it made me say, hey, wait a minute, let's do this.
I gotta do this.
Yes, let's do this in excellence. Let's be very deliberate about the type of people who come and speak in the topics that we have. Let's be very deliberate I started to think about what was our mission. And I told you our mission a couple minutes ago. At that point, I had no mission, and I wanted, in light of Black Lives Matter and everything going on, I wanted a space and a place where any and everyone could feel comfortable and safe,
Yes. You have created that, girl. You have created
I really want that,
You have. It's really it's been an offshoot of you. I mean, it is. It does represent you really well. It's not like you created the thing that you're not sure that that you started it. Like, it's very clear to me, being a part of it and hearing what the people are saying to each other. I just want to let you know that. I didn't mean to interrupt. I want you to know that that's how it comes off to someone else. That's how it presents. So you've done that.
I feel good.
Good.
That makes me feel good because there's so much shame associated with unemployment and underemployment. And I want people to know, I had to ask permission. Hey guys, if I start this group, will you join? Because I was talking to people in my inbox. And so they said, yeah. And initially people weren't engaging a lot, So I kept I'm still the biggest cheerleader in the group, right? But I had people actually say to me, they will contact me on LinkedIn and say, it's easy to talk to you. You started the group. It's your group. But they'll say something like, I can't talk to Annie. I don't know, and I'm like, look,
Right.
talk to Annie.
Right.
So now I feel so good when I see like communication with you and Rhonda, and I see all the coaches jump in. Because
you know what, I have to tell you, Dennett, like I felt really comfortable with her from the beginning because of you. Like I felt like that was you being the connector that you are. I really felt like it was a warm, not a lead, but like a warm introduction where I could have an open conversation, and it was so genuine from the beginning. And she was like, I respected you when you were on and you spoke, and I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. So right from Jump Street, it wasn't weird. It was just such a warm introduction because of you.
Oh, I'm glad for that, because that's what I want. I think like everyone is at different spaces and places. In CDPD, because I get the little demographics and the analytics from Facebook, I've seen that. I thought that I'd start this group, and after the first 50 people I helped that were friends and former colleagues and former staff, I thought that we would have mostly recent 2020 grads, that they would need the most help. But it turns out that the bulk of our group members are 30 to 45, 50.
Now you probably have an idea as to why that is. I have a hunch.
Tell me, what do you think?
Okay, so my first hunch is that the younger people are so involved with the side gig economy and doing their own hustle, and they feel so technologically in touch. They can, am I wrong?
It's something like that, I think.
They feel more comfortable. They're more comfortable with doing things themselves. Whereas once you hit that sort of 30, 35, 40 range, you're kind of like, oh, I want that job with benefits, and that contract position makes me scared, and I want something. So that's my first inclination.
I think it's a lot of that. And it's also, we believe the narrative. So I'm 46. I don't know. I tell my age. I don't care. I'm 46. I'm not a baby. And the narrative when I was coming up was go to school, do well, you're going to get a good job. And so many of us, especially when you're from marginalized groups, that's what you did. You went to school, you tried to do as well as you can, and you got a job. No one told us that you need to network.
Network? What you're like? What is that? I don't even. You reach out to people. What do you mean?
No one told us that oftentimes people who know more than you will get the better job, and so you need to make relationships, and that people need to not just. Yes, it's not just that they respect your work, but that they need to like you. So I think many of the older people in the group were given that same narrative. And we had a woman, Dominique, Revere, on Friday, and she did Make Your Next Move Your Best Move. And she said for the first 12 years of her career, she just did her work and waited for somebody to come help her, see that you're doing well. And
and that's just not how it goes.
That's not how it works. Yeah. And so then she said, oh, that wasn't going to happen. She realized I needed to do this for myself. I think COVID has shown so many people in that 30 to even 50, because that's really what we're saying, that 20 years, that's what our members have shown them, that you have to do this. It's not up to your employer to give you the professional development. It's not up to your employer to make the connections for you. And if you haven't made them already, where do you go to make them at 35?
Right. What do you do? What do you do? And that's exactly where you fit in. And that's the gap that you fill. That's the gap. That's the need, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Because some people don't. You say, oh, practice a mock interview. And someone may say, well, I graduated 12 years ago. I've been with the same organization for 12 years. I got 4 promotions, and I've never interviewed outside of my organization. Right.
It's a mindset too. Like it is this whole thing, Dennett, in my opinion, and you will know as well as I know, if not more, this is a hustle out here. Like this is this networking thing that we're doing, where we are growing our networks and meeting people and really connecting with people, not just like, connect. I mean, talking to people that we're meeting meeting on Zooms, really following these people and learning about them.
Yes.
This is a hustle.
It is.
I've never, to grow my network and my business, I have never, and I've worked my butt off in my life. I have never worked this hard.
It's hard, yeah.
And it's almost like you can't really put like, what am I going to call this? What am I doing all day? I'm growing my business. I'm networking, meeting with clients. But it's like people of other generations, especially like our parents, like they don't really get it. Like they're
no, not at all.
Your title isn't like vice president of sales, and you're not like, working for this big company that I've heard of that's on the stock market. I'm like, no, I started my own thing, and like I'm the owner and the principal consultant, and like I'm every day I'm hustling. Like I want to call myself like a hustler. Like I feel like
I not only is it a hustle, it's a hustle that you can't draw a straight line to profit. Right?
No,
even through a line to profit, right?
Patience, patience. I mean, it is.
So you have to just keep, little by little by little. And I posted up on LinkedIn in June, and I said, I'm new to these LinkedIn streets, which is true. I didn't know anything about these LinkedIn streets. When I started Corona Days, I had 449 LinkedIn connections. Okay, and I've been a member of LinkedIn since 2007, but I had deleted an old profile. So I came back in 2019. I left in 2014 and back 2019. Anyway, but I don't know how the algorithms, I don't know anything,
It's tough, man. It's a whole job to figure out.
Learn that, and I said, well, I'm new to these streets. So I was asking people for help. I ask people for help every day. My help is, do you want to come present in my group? Like, I don't need a job from you. I don't need money from you. I don't need you. I want, hey, you know something.
Let's help each other. Yeah.
And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But someone said, it's so funny you call this streets. I said, it's a street, and they are the streets. And I'm hustling every day. I gotta know, don't go down that street. Don't go down that, don't go down the street with those lions. Like, don't go there. Go.
Yeah, don't go to that person. That person's gonna take you crypto.
Yes, okay, so we should get these Forex people, ignore them, or no. Let me tell you what I tell them.
I'm so with you.
Anytime a Forex person, these crypto people, Bitcoin, contact me, I say, sure, I will definitely, and I use voice notes, I'll definitely invest in Bitcoin, but you need to give me the seed money. They leave me alone. They don't want to give me the money.
I know you feel this way. Like, I'm too soft sometimes. Like, I feel so bad even ignoring one message, and you really have to sift. You really do. You have to really sift through some of these. I love the middle of the night, 3 a.m. Hi, how are you? I'm like, really? Is this for business? Like, I don't know if you're in Croatia.
Guys that tell you you're pretty, they love your smile or something.
Yeah. Your top is really pretty on your video the other day. Like, is this really for business? So but I'm so I'm so darn nice that I'm even like,
I don't have any problem. I'm like, sure. What? Do you give me the money? Oh, sure, not a problem.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Are you guarantee that I'll make my money back? Well, then give me yours.
Perfect. Then you'll put it in. I have to stop being so nice. I feel bad ignoring people. I just hope that the message will just go away.
No, I engage with everybody because it's funny. There are people, we're a global group. I've worked globally. So we are a global group with about 160 of our members from Africa, but then we have members all over. UK, Argentina, Australia, India, Singapore, we're everywhere. Even you have 2 people from Ireland. Which is
awesome. I love that it's global. I love it.
So we're global. So I don't ignore anyone, but I give you 2 messages. And if it
starts to go, hi, how are you today? Your hair looks
leave her alone. Yeah, they're like, she's crazy, leave her alone. But it's a hustle, and
it is every day. I'm hustling.
We're hustling these streets. So, and I love it. I'm having a good time. And another reason I love it is it's been a short time. It's been about 5 months now, but I see the growth in the group. I see people who wouldn't talk before. Now they're asking questions. People are going on interviews. People are actually engaging with people on LinkedIn, and they're growing their network. And if that's it, just that they're having access.
Then
That's what I
you're
want. When people
doing
have
your job.
access to other people, you know, then I'm great. You know, I always tell people, I'm not telling you I can get you a job, right? So that's it.
I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you the tools and resources and be a resource for you. What is it, Stormy? Let's see, Stormy.
Stormy is just.
I have to tell you that I have two children that I basically ripped them. I heard Stormy is like a little toddler. Like this is what we have.
Toddler. Come here, Storm.
Come here, Stormy. Let's see.
Stormy, come on.
She's
right here. Come on.
She's like.
They want to see you. Here.
Let's see, girl. Let's see you. Hi, Monk.
Hey, Stormy.
Oh, she's so sweet.
Okay. All right.
So all of Dennett's seats and
everything. But she's a lifesaver, though. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. No, there's nothing like those.
She has that. I see that donut thing that I got. Did you?
Did she need it? Did she?
She doesn't use it. She uses it every now and again. For the most part,
look, I didn't say she would use it. I said she couldn't chew it apart.
Yeah, she can't chew it apart now. She every now and again she wants everything that she can kill. All right, go ahead, go play. But what I heard something screeching.
I knew she was coming out for this.
Tearing her shit.
Oh my God, Dennett, it's 8:26.
I know. I see you. You had some questions for me. I got 10 minutes. I could give you 14 minutes.
No,
you have any questions for me?
Girl, we got a couple minutes. That's it.
Okay. So
I feel like we covered.
Okay. So what? You have any questions?
I feel like we covered Stormy. Now I feel like we covered
Stormy. You know.
I feel like you and I got a little loving in. We talked about the streets a little bit, our hustle that we got going on. I mean, there's not that much more. You and I could talk forever.
Yeah, we could keep going. That's true.
I want to continue to help one another. And I think the way we do that is just to keep giving to one another. And one thing that you said, two things before the time goes down. One thing that you said was, if you could just do one thing, what you want to do is, it's not about making money. And I feel the same way about, like, it heals me in my journey. And this is part of my journey to give to others. And I'm not saying like I can always do charity. It's not that. It's not even charity. It's just healing and giving hope to others in their journey helps me. So maybe it is a little selfish in that too. Like today, somebody actually said to me, I met you and my life changed forever. And I was like, I teared up, and it was, just a message. Like I teared up and I'm like, oh my God, like what I'm doing is impactful. Like
it's real work.
Impact, like what we're doing every day matters. And I think that that's so important for like you and me to remember, and all the people in our groups and our clients and everybody, like what we're doing matters. And
it matters a lot.
The time that, over those 5 months, what you've seen, that growth is so, it's slow, but the trajectory is upwards, the slope is up, and it's all good things. And I just wish you the very best of luck. My second thing I want to tell you is your sign. You had a picture behind, you used to have no picture. Then you got a picture that was very pretty. But you put up the think happy thoughts. And I have to tell you, my mom, when growing up, my mom would put me to bed and she would kiss me goodnight, and she would always say, think happy thoughts.
Think happy thoughts. Oh, okay.
And hopefully she's watching tonight, but I will make her watch.
Your mom is funny too. Remember she contacted me? Yeah.
So she is funny. So I just want to tell you that sign is very special to me. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay. But I thank you so much for being here, and being part of what I'm doing, and I hope that we continue to help each other, and
we'll be seeing you
forever, and we're aligned, and I love you, girl.
I love you too. Thank you, Annie.
It was super fun. So you go do your thing, and we will talk.
Yes. All right.
Thank you everybody for watching Living with Annietude. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And I'm going to talk to you in just 1 second. Hang on 1 sec. We are ending the broadcast. This is my outro. Ready? Go.